even grab even other land that even Machakos County, what you call it? Country Bus.
Yeah.
Hey, apparently that place.
Yeah.
So many years later.
Hey, apparently it's not even owned by the government. Apparently it's a private owner that's actually come out and say, by the way, that's my place. That's my area. I pay taxes for that area. That's actually my area. Even that's so even we should even how many of these government areas that even we say that this is a place for public utility is a place even apparently is a big area even for going out even getting your buses to go to various locations in up country. This is going to happen soon by next month. Here we are, Kenyans traveling various locations, but now that area in itself it's actually privately owned. Now here's the thing, what does this say even about even the government when it comes to efficiency of even providing a place for even public transportation, for even not even that, even making sure that every single parcel of land that's even used by public for public utility is actually a place that is even government owned, so that now the government can actually facilitate for business to be conducted there, even now providing even other amenities for even people to even use it efficiently. Now you hear that. What else is next? Even you find out G now. Are we even on government land right now?
Maybe we are. And speaking of that Machakos Country Bus, you know, there are people who come. I think that is a stage for matatus from Mukambani and Western. That is the only place they know. You know, the way that is a landmark. From there, that's when they can get their bearing to go to the matatu for where they are going. So not only will people continue, if it's taken by those private people, they have stolen a very big landmark. You know, the people who know Afya Center, they have to know Afya Center first before they get the bearing of Nairobi. But that said, really, Kenyans, we really have an appetite for public land, because just, you don't know now if the private owner will come and say from tomorrow I'm building high rises, then what happens to that economy of matatu? Then, you know, when there is a bus stop matatus, there are shops there, there are M-Pesas there are hawkers, agents, people who carry muzigo with trolleys. So it's not merely taking away the buses that go to those safari mrefu, it is also taking away, like matatus are the anchor tenant of that public Machakos, and then there are many people who feed from that car ecosystem. Now, it speaks a lot into how we protect private property, but also public property, but also speak a lot into how the Ministry of Land overall is run. Why? In that same breath, there was Machakos homes where people bought houses and they built houses and everybody could see, and we are told that during the demolition around 29,000 people are affected because one home has like 5 members. So you wonder, before there were transactions, see, there must have been the government land registry or land department involved. So at what point were these people convinced that this land is for people, and at what point did it become a property of East African Portland, which is actually a government agency? So the same case for Machakos. Machakos has always been Machakos. So who is this? Because you see, private citizens like me, I don't have a land registry in my house. So if we are transacting with you, in a way we have to touch the government land office in charge. So is the government an accomplice of land thievery? Are they actually, is that coming from, are there even government officials who are involved? And what becomes of all those Kenyans who depend in that Machakos ecosystem, and where will all those bus travelers go to? And you know, it is almost at the outskirts of Nairobi because Ninapo Machakos. So will they come to CBD? Where will they go? So those are some of the questions that come to mind, really.
Let me tell you, before I even comment on that, if you have a title deed for Arboretum, I'm buying a few acres, because at this point, someone is coming to claim that. You know, it's for so many years, that place has existed as Machakos Country Bus. And a lot of people have known it to be that way. And I understand that most of the time, okay, maybe in the olden days, maybe this is one of the British land. In the olden days, maybe it was owned by a different person. I don't know. But I would feel like, I don't think after all these years, it's been more than, I know more than 40 years. So is it the grandchild of the owner or the owner? Because right now at this point, he must be very old when he bought the land to own it. I don't think it's right. What the government is doing when it comes to land is right. And if it's decided to go that way, just attack all the land in Kenya once, instead of trying to move people bits by bits to like Machakos Country Bus, then what? After then what? Because that place we know very well. We are very sure. This Park Towers Limited. We doubt they own the Machakos land. And if they do own the land, if they really do own the land, then they donated it for far too long for it to be theirs again. Or if they're trying to rebuy, are the buses going to be the one buying the land?
Could it be a lease?
Yeah.
Could it be a lease?
Have been leased. Yeah, we need to know that.
What do you think?
See, first of all, is that the mess in the county assembly, our county council before, is a serious mess. That for sure, the whole land in this CBD and Central Business District or outskirts of Nairobi is under Nairobi City Council. So there's no way someone can come and claim ownership of land, especially the bus terminus, because that's a public utility. And there are very many public utilities. They might not have a title to them. Remember when Langata Road Primary School, when our president was developing his hotel, they were told that they can't take the parking because that school didn't have a title, but eventually it was given a title. So it is true that most of our land areas in Nairobi have what we call allotment letters, but not a fully fledged title. Some of them is when they're developing the lease and all that. So some clever Kenyans have sat somewhere and have decided that this money which goes to the county, we can make it. And don't be surprised, that money is not, those people are not far away from the county. There are just some people in the county themselves who have decided we call ourselves this, and this is our land, and let's develop a title for it. And now, all these buses which are coming here will be paying us, and as we pay a rate to the county council. You understand? So it has become someone's ingenious idea to do business with what is actually originally county's land. So what I'm trying to say is that there's nowhere that you can take a public utility and say you develop. It's like these Nigerian fraudsters who once sold a fake airport to a Brazilian bank.
Yes.
Surely. There's someone who even tried to sell KICC to someone.
For real?
Yeah. All of a sudden KICC, which is a government building, someone decided, you know, KICC is mine. The title of that land is mine. So I can sell you KICC. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that we must actually be, as Kenyans, we must also cut our appetite for public good, public utilities.
What makes them so lucrative and so enticing? Is it because of the positioning and then and the fact that we don't, like for example, see that government official is saying that, so here is the piece of land, I think there's a way you can utilize this for my own personal benefit.
Yes, because now you hike the prices. You see now, currently the matatus maybe spend 100 bob to park during the day as they're waiting for customers, and at night is maybe 200. So it will be, they want to change it to the normal rates like a private parking. We tell you, for you to park in this, and even those guys who have those kiosks, they pay a normal county council license and all that. They do not have to pay amount of money for, let's say the space you're occupying is a 60 by 30, you need to pay me 200,000 to operate. When this guy takes over, he will tell you, now I'm charging per square kilometer, per square
Great.
foot of what area you're occupying. You'll pay me rent for this much. These vehicles, if you've been paying 100 bob, my parking from tonight will be 500. Then he pays the county council, it's only 100. So it takes 400. So it becomes a business. Someone has seen a business opportunity.
It's a very bad season to do business in Kenya right now. It's a very horrible season.
But that's what makes it, because even what you mentioned even about, because they're doing good business, Hapo.
No, the county government is, look, the people who are claiming land and the county government that is going to get the money, they are doing good business. But for a normal Kenyan, it's a very bad time to do business right now. A lot of people who are, like, for example, if you tell me I'm paying 500 to park my bus there, or I look at what I'm making to pay my conductor, my driver, and to repair that bus, I look
fuel.
at fuel has gone high, and you can't tell someone, you know what, fuel went high, now you'll pay this fare. A lot of people are not traveling because of that. So they are trying so much to kill this business. It's, I don't know, to some extent, I feel like life is becoming more and more unbearable every time, because when you affect that bus, you're affecting even the simplest person who is always like, I want to go see my people, I'm going to use that bus. You're affecting everyone, and it's going to even to affect families. Do you know people who are working in different places? They know this is where I travel to go see my family. That husband will be like, I'll come after 3 weeks.
Yesterday, what you're saying, Maria, is very fundamental. Yesterday, I had a mechanical breakdown on Southern Bypass at around 7:30. And then, luckily enough, one of my colleagues was also driving by, so he came and we were waiting for my mechanic to come. Then a young man was passing. And I told him, where are you going at 7:30? He says he's walking all the way. He's from industrial area. He's going to Kibera, Wanga. I'm like, it's 7:30.
In the morning?
At night.
At night.
So I asked him, why? I said, because the amount of money I make, I cannot use fare. And I leave at around 7 or 7:15. So I have to walk for 1 hour or 1.5 hours in this darkness to my home. The next day in the morning, I'll have to get out from at around 5:30 and start walking back to work. And I realized people really have a problem in this country now. You cannot afford bus fare because the amount of money you're being paid is very low. If you now, this same man you're talking about, because it's from Western Kenya, if he decides to travel to the village, the only bus he can afford is in Machakos bus stop.
Msamaria Mwema. Yes.
So this thing complicates it even worse if it's in private hands, because the private hand will actually increase the parking fee. So this man will not be able to travel to the village because he has 6 kids and his wife, and he needs that bus and he needs good fare. The fuel is high, the way the cost of fuel has gone up, the way Maria is saying. There's a lot of mechanical issues, and so this man clearly will have to walk towards Kangemi to get a bit cheaper way of going to the village.
And also, if I could just think about that man, just to sort